Right, here we go then.
Are you ready? Dum dum. Yeah.
It says that we are. Wait for it. Wait, what thumbnail did I use? Oh fuck! I think I used.
DSP.
No, I think I used fucking Adam's previous stream. Oh well. Right. We were going to talk about Batman, but then we realised that that IP is dead in the water. Or is it? The voice actor's dead in the water, but I'm not sure about the whole series.
I mean, is it like dead as in DSP's knob after he hammers it?
Dead as in DSP's career after that incident. Hang on, but the thing about DSP wanking on stream though is it propelled him to fucking more fame than he'd had in years. So maybe it was a good thing.
Ah, we're live, huh? Oh. Face cam's been on the whole time.
Face cam? Ah,
Jeez.
no, but the previous stream I was doing on this, it was supposed to be me giving advice to people, but since absolutely no one tuned in, I didn't give anyone advice. No one's tuned in now. Yeah, it was going to be like, I give life advice and help out people that are feeling disillusioned, but I ended up saying that I wanted to commit suicide on stream. What we're going to do to change that?
Well, here's the dumb thing about it, is the... The dumb thing about YouTube is, we've, like, them shorts that you have done on that in the channel, or whatever, got fucking thousands of views, tens of thousands. Of literally pissing about doing nothing. But we could spend all day putting effort into the video and fucking no cunt would ever watch.
It is pretty disheartening though. The worst thing is, I think our most viewed video is just Adam spinning like meat around at work, and it's 2 seconds, probably not even 2 seconds worth. I think one of the least viewed videos that we've got is that Minecraft one that I did where I was doing Adam's tasks, or whatever you want to call it, his missions to find different items around Tamarack. That's got like 30 views. Meanwhile, there's a fucking video of me investigating what's in my housemate's bin that's got 500 or something. How does that make sense?
I think it's because people just nowadays click through generic shit.
They'd rather sit through and like watch a few seconds of me looking in a bin than they would... Wait a minute, I've just tweaked onto something. Did you not get a video uploaded of you looking in a bin shortly afterwards?
Yeah.
Fucking stole my idea.
That's when you said I look like a fucking robot.
It's good. What did I say? It looks like you wearing a bin bag yourself, Mush.
Mush?
Yeah. Gabba. What is it that Jay calls that bartender? Cobber?
Jabba the slut, I think.
What?
Jabba the slut.
Why would he call the bartender Jabba the slut if he wants to get served?
Well, it's Jay Cartwright, I don't think he wants to get served.
That's why he was at the bar. What, mate? 2 jars of lager and a Guinness? What, mate? Would you say
why is Lado offended that he called him mate?
Yes. No, he calls him bruv, doesn't he? Yes, bruv. 2 jars of lager and a Guinness. Got any ID? Yeah. I think it's because Jay walks in and says oi. Would you say the best part about In-Betweeners movie 1 is when Jay gets strangled in the club?
That's quiet.
But just the idea that this guy who doesn't even know him hates him that much that he'd strangle him. And Neil's just there still slightly grinning, thinking it's all like some sort of joke. You alright, Jay? Sounds like you're crying, mate. No, it's just the smoke in here. There isn't any. Exactly.
How does that make any sense?
Yeah, it's not smoky enough in here, mate. Anyway, right, you coming, Neil? Gonna see if Simon's got a rim job yet from Carla. What was it that he says when they're going to Warwick Uni? He's like, well, you won't be seeing that when we're watching Simon go balls deep in Tara. And then Simon goes, might be a bit weird if you lot are there. No, be a bit weird if you lot are watching. Do you reckon that they could have got away with a scene where like Simon is going at it with her and they're all like stood hiding in the wardrobe or something? Because they were
Why would they do that?
because they were giving him advice, but then she's coming back before they can get out of there. And
They've never had sex. They're the ones that have never had sex.
Yeah, no, but Jay's in there giving advice and Neil's there as well, just for his backup.
Again, another virgin.
But then Will's also in there as well because them lads downstairs have been bullying him, so he comes up to get some help from Neil and Jay. But then the Tara come in, and Simon's already got his knob out and he can't get it up. Wait, Jay and Neil hide in the wardrobe, and they shove Will out. They say there's no room and shove him out, so he hides under the bed. Anyway, Simon's on top of it trying to go at it with her, and like Will's underneath, and like the top of the bed's banging the top of his head. Wait,
What would you do if like in one?
Wait,
Go
just
on.
before you do it, while like Simon and Tara are trying to go at it, fucking Neil and Jay are sort of fighting in the wardrobe to like trying to get an eye through the crack in the wardrobe to get a good view of it. Oh, it's my fucking turn to watch now, Neil.
What would you do if like the In-Betweeners and I think it was a wild episode of In-Betweeners. So basically, you go to this party or whatever, and like an orgy's about to like escalate into an orgy.
Yeah.
But fucking like the guys there are like macho men, and they're like shouting like rugby chants or whatever, like and get it down, you Zulu warriors. Or what. And like, instead of letting Jay, Will, Neil, and Simon participate in the orgy, they keep them there to buy them more drink and use up their student money and shit like that. And then when they're eventually done with them, they get them to get naked.
What the fuck?
Like, yeah, you're gonna shag the birds now, blah blah. They get them naked, but like, they like put like a bin over Neil's head and boot him down the stairs. Put like pots and pans on like Simon's head and like make him like bang a woman while they're like bang the pan on his head.
What the fuck? What? And he's going at it with like a proper horrible looking person. Wait, the cleaner comes in and she's like the halls cleaner or something, and she's like 70, and she's mute or she can't talk, or she's like Jim's grandma from American Pie. They put a bag over Simon's head or whatever it is. You said a bucket on his head, and he's going at it with his old bag.
A bin.
A bin on his head. And he's going at it with this old bag, and then like the rest of them walk in and say, "Fucking hell, Si, we know you like them old, but fuck no." Like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, you're going at it with that gilf. I've no idea where I was going with that story at all. It's just a fucking sex scene.
What will be the plot of the Stiflerverse?
I say that like there's a new Stifler or something, like a black Stifler, and he needs, I don't know, he's like the worst Stifler of them all because like there's been so many iterations that they've all lost the Stifler mojo. So he sort of has to gather all of the other Stiflers together to help him get laid.
Thank you for helping us against
Wait,
Spyro.
I don't know, because it would have to like end with the like midway through the film, the actual original Stifler comes in and like either takes over or just like points out all the flaws and says, "This is how you fucking do it, fellas." And then he just like pops back in 2 seconds later and he's got like a MILF on each arm.
I thought maybe we would go with like McLovin being the villain.
fucking McLovin all the time. He's already teamed up with Stifler though in another film.
Yeah, but was it a thing of McLovin teaming up where they team up and then they go against each other again?
Thank you, Spyro. That
Well, actually, it was Paul Rudd teaming up with McLovin. And then Stifler ends up like teaming up with the pair of them to like beat up some nerds at a convention. Yeah, they didn't turn on each other. They were getting on like a fucking house on fire. Except Stifler fucking pulled McLovin's pants down and called him a nerd. Who's this fucking nerd? Wait, so completely deviating from that then, go back to a topic that like is close to both of our hearts. Have you actually had a driving lesson yet, or has it just been practicing a few times with parents and that?
It wasn't even parents. Because that's what I mean, like, most people who can drive that are my age, like, as soon as they turn 17, they got, like, a car and shit off their mum and dad.
Yeah.
And got, like, 10 lessons.
Yeah.
I've never really hardly been in a car, which is why when people say to me, like, oh, you know, do you not aspire to drive? It's like, yeah. But it's gonna like take even more time for people like me and you because obviously we haven't had the experience in a car.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna, yeah, I've literally had that one lesson and it was 15-20 minutes of actual driving. That's all the experience I've ever had. But I don't. It annoys me though because it makes me. Part of it makes me think like the instructor knows you've got no experience, so he's thinking in his head, how can I drag out like these lessons as long as possible? But at the same time, don't they want to like do a good job so that you give them a good review at the end of it?
Yeah, they'll get like a better pass rate, won't they? Which would obviously bring them more customers or more people.
Yeah, but I'm thinking if they try to screw you a little bit and drag the lessons out, if you twig on and give them a negative review, they probably don't want to risk that either. So it makes me think, are we going to get scammed? Or like have the lessons dragged out? Or are they just going to like still try and teach you as well as possible and not fuck around? Because the guy I've got at the minute, he seems pretty good, but I've only met him for that hour. I've seen the reviews of him online as well, but yeah, I don't know.
I think the thing with me is it's like it's something that like I just want to get out of the way and do.
Yeah.
But like at the minute it's just fucking. It's one of them things where I know it's like basically what you've done now, where like you're really motivated to do it, but you've been wanting to do it for a long time, but you've only jumped into it when like something clicked that day. Do you know what I mean? Like where you actually were like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go out and do it."
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that click because it's just like at the minute it's just, and I know that if I try and force myself to just concentrate on that, it's just not gonna go anywhere. It's the whole. It's basically the same thing with like working out or something. It's just you start doing something and then something bad will happen and you get really fucking demotivated.
Yeah.
And that's it. You just go on like a spiral train thing of just going back to your usual self.
It is difficult to stay motivated for it.
Not to mention like if you're working fucking 7 till 5 o'clock. By the time you get home, like, all you want to do is relax and chill, and like, for example, get on Fortnite or get on whatever game we're playing.
That's the bit of the shit situation about it though, is like when you, if you were 17, you could work it around like college hours, so you could literally have every single day if you had the parents with the money, where you're learning. Whereas at the moment, I think I'm restricted to strictly evenings in the week, because weekends this instructor doesn't do, unless I get another instructor just for weekends. But fucking hell.
Yeah. Well, that's one of my big regrets being younger, is just not getting it out of the way then.
I don't know whether you had the chance to or not. I really wanted to, but I was basically not forbidden, just I wouldn't have been able to do it because I wouldn't be able to afford it. So I didn't have like my dad on my side to get me the lessons. It's like, yeah, but you don't need to drive. It's like, that's not the point. It's learning how to do it while I'm young and while I've got the time. AKA what everyone does.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, if you live in London or something, not driving's not actually that bad. The amount of like subways and shit like that.
Oh yeah, bigger city. Can't fucking move for public transport. I just think it helps as well, because I don't know about you, but I'm at the stage now where I just feel dead awkward the amount of people I rely on for lifts going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I can never return the favour. It'd be good to just know how to drive and then be like,
It's just
alright.
something to get out of the way. Like, I'm not super into cars.
Oh no, me neither. I like F1, but
so
not.
I'm not like materialistic. It'd just be a thing for me to get from like A to B.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it wouldn't be something to like brag about or say like how good your car is. Literally, if it goes and gets you somewhere, then
Tell you
that's
what, though,
basically it.
it's amazing to me how people forget about that they have like their own legs.
Well, once they just start driving.
I'm obviously used to walking everywhere and shit like that, so I'm used to it.
Yeah.
But I've watched people, like when I walk to work, it's maybe like a 15-minute walk.
Mhm.
I know people who work like on the same sort of street as me, and sort of like what time they'll start, because obviously what time the business opens. And when you're walking down, you'll see them stand there for 20 minutes, like defrosting their car when they could have just walked it. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, by the time you've defrosted your car,
Yeah.
got it and it wasted petrol.
Well, there's at least two of my housemates, one of which lives literally a 10-minute walk away from work, and another, I'd say, 20 minutes at most. One will sometimes drive, depending on the day, and the other will always catch a taxi.
How much is that costing them?
Well, I'll try and think. Probably £5 there, £5 back. Well, it depends though, because if it's at a certain time of the day, they probably charge more, don't they? Like working hours. Let's just say it's like £15 a day taxes, which is fucking disgusting in my opinion. But then I know what salary they're on, and they're on more than enough to justify it. But yeah, it's... Why can't I not get up there? Yeah, taking a taxi in that when it's 20-minute walk, you probably enjoy the walk more than you'd enjoy being sat in the back of the taxi. I don't think I would... When I pass my test, I'm not going to get a car. But if I do get a car, I'm not going to drive it to work, because, well, I say that now, maybe that's too easy, but my intention wouldn't be to drive it to work and back, because it's like a decent bit of exercise if you don't do anything else during the day.
Yeah, if it's pissing down, then that's fair enough, but...
Another thing, I did have a quick look, so I was curious. So the waits to get your practical test down here at the minute, you can't get them for love nor money. If you do it, if you just try and go online and book it, there's no tests available. and then they get released on a Monday morning, and it's like 6 months time. So once I pass my theory, I'd be looking at August before I could get my practical test done. There's other methods, but I won't go into those to bring it forward. But I was curious, so I had a look at the closest one to you as well, or I think it's the closest one to you, and it's like in the same boat, like a really long wait time.
Yeah, there's a backlog, yeah.
But I searched like Lincoln and Skegness just because I spelled something wrong when I was searching, and Skegness came up as the option. Skegness is a 3-month wait time, with everything after 3 months is like available to book in, and then Lincoln is a 2-month wait time. And I was just like, hang on, so what we're saying here is certain parts of the country got this massive backlog and people are queuing and not getting not getting tests done because they just literally can't. But then you've got other test centres that can't give them away. Why don't people just go to a different test centre? Surely, would that not help the backlog by spreading it a bit? Like, just
Well, it would, yeah.
just advise people, look, if you've got your own car already, or like your parents have got a car, and you get on their insurance, consider going to this other test centre and learn the area a bit as well, obviously, and then you can pass there.
Well, you considered doing thing, didn't you? An intense one, where it's like you're there for
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
It'd be like £500, isn't it?
I don't know what the actual cost would be, you know, because I found one online where I'm pretty sure it's not a scam, but it's an absolute rip-off. The price they were charging, it was like 14 hours plus your practical test, 700 something quid, and I thought that works out at 50 quid an hour for a lesson. I was like, that's disgusting. But if I went with this guy for a 20-hour intense course, it works out as still 30 quid an hour, which is good. But obviously it's not going to come with a test included because of the backlog. Or if I did go for the 20 hours, he'd have to book it in 6 months' time, which kind of defeats the whole point of it. But no, if there wasn't a backlog or anything like that, then I would definitely be doing the intensive course instead. Higher pass rate, and it's not like you're learning and then you've got like a few days of not driving, so you start to forget it, and then you have to sort of remind yourself every time you go back, like sort of how it feels to drive again. If you do the intense course, you're doing it day after day after day for several hours. So and if you forget overnight, then maybe you shouldn't be driving anyway. But no, the ways around it, and I don't know if you want, when you get to eventually learning and going for a test, is using, it depends whether you want to spend the money or not, but there's services probably up to about 20 quid where you put your details in for your practical test, and they will search, they will like keep scanning the government website until a cancellation comes up from someone else, and then they'll book you in if they happen to be online when a cancellation comes up. So say if I book for August, but then I use one of these services and say, right, I want to have this test centre within this date range, and say like late March to early April, and then just let it do its thing. It will just keep on scanning and scanning until it can, like, until someone cancels, and it can try and snatch that cancellation in that period. So that's what I'm going to aim to do. And the good thing is as well, I've realised, is it's difficult because I'm going to have to try and explain it from the start. So basically, once you book your driving practical on the website, you can then, that's like, you can manage it. You don't have to like fight for to even get a test anymore. You're like on there, you're booked in, so then you can change it whenever you want. So if you're having trouble in your area even getting a driving test, say where you're from, you can book yourself in at a test centre that's got no backlog, so then you'll at least have an appointment on there. And then with this this service that they offer that I'm going to go with, they can change your booking. That's all they need. They just need the ability to change it. So you'll get like your test already sort of secure, and then leave them to do the rest. So I reckon as soon as I pass my theory in a week and a half's time, I'm just going to book in for a random test centre somewhere. Let the service do its thing until Monday morning. If it's not found anything in Milton Keynes, then I'll jump online myself and try and change the booking to Milton Keynes when those new ones come up for August, but then carry on letting it do its thing. I don't know, I'm optimistic that it's going to work, but there's always that slight chance that it's not going to work in your favour. I've had a look at the reviews as well to make sure that it's legit and not like a scam. There's always that possibility as well. I just go and search the reviews and see what people say like in the last few months or so. So I was thinking as well, maybe before COVID, these services worked really well, but now they don't, but they've still got the high ratings because of the people that used them before COVID. So I've just searched for how good they are like after COVID, and it's still getting decent reviews. So I think it might work out. But yeah, that's the strategy I go for. As soon as I got the theory, or you've got the theory test done, whenever you decide to go for it, if there's still a backlog, just try and get booked in anywhere, and then at least you've got yourself a test secured, and you don't have to, you can just keep pushing it back if you want, until something in your area comes up. I don't know. It's a bit stressful. The thing I'm stressed most about is this fucking hazard perception test that's coming up. I said, as part of the theory, I said before we went live, it's like, we've both got that same app, the 4-in-1 or whatever it's called. And it's like, right, I got 5 out of 5 on all of these, but then I got 0 out of 5 on some others, because I spotted the hazard before you get points for spotting it. I think that's bullshit. I don't think that's fair at all. They say they do it to stop people from cheating and just tapping constantly.
Yeah.
But they've already got anti-cheat thing in place where if you tap too much, then it already like gives you a 0 for that clip. So it's like, well, if I've only tapped once, it's close to what the hazard is. It's just like half a second before. The hazard was there, otherwise I wouldn't have tapped it and left it at that. Loads of people have complained about it, saying about the scoring system being unfair, but it's not going to change anytime soon. And the bullshit thing about the theory is, once you pass it once and then you get your practical done, you never ever have to think about it again. So you like, it's a bit like your exams at school. If you're not taking that subject, like, into GCSE or whatever, you fucking, if you want to do well, you just revise your arse off for an exam, and then you never think about it again. Probably don't even recall anything of it after the summer's over. Oh man. Speaking of summer is over, isn't that a KSI song? Living in a past life. Something about you time. Maybe it's the last time. But no, KSI. He knocked out that bum, whoever it was, FaZe Temper. Said he was going to knock out Jake Paul when he sees him again. But keeps on trying to defend Logan Paul for that crypto scam. Yeah, he probably just made a mistake. What would you do if we'd gone into business together, right? Say we had beef or whatever, but then we put our differences aside and went into business. But then you found out that I'd ran a crypto scam. Would you defend me or would you call me out?
So where the fuck's my money?
Yeah, where's my cut? You little darse. Wait, imagine that's why KSI's like not saying too much because he's in on it. He's like, yeah bro, fucking Logan man, what's he doing? You have had Prime, haven't you? I think you sent a video of yourself drinking some.
Yeah, it's alright. It's not the best.
So it's literally one of these things where it's priced based on the people that own it.
Hmm.
How would you say it ranks in its market? Like, best like, sort of drink it out of the group that it's part of, or...
It's just... I don't know.
I'd rather go to Home Bargains and get them 70p ones. No, sorry, the 17p ones. That just turn your shits to rusty water. Right, what I'm planning to do is I'll finish this level and then we'll cut it. How do you reckon Home Bargains get away with selling that nasty energy drink that's clearly nothing good? You know the ones I'm on about, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
How did he get away with it? Fucking hell, that bird just threw a barrel at me. It's like someone pissed in a can, added a load of sugar and caffeine. No, they force fed like a drug addict sugar and caffeine and then got him to piss into a bottle. Right. Shall I tell you the full story then about my dad's phone problem?
Yeah.
So for ages now, he's wanted to get a new phone because he recognises that that one's knackered. He's hardly ever got any storage on it, to the point where instead of deleting like old pictures and videos or storing them on something else, he accidentally started deleting like core functionalities of the phone, like the keyboard and that. He accidentally deleted it, so I had to fix it. Before Christmas he was saying, when you come back, you can help me go into Tesco and get a new phone. I was like, but I don't have to be there, you can sort it yourself. He's like, oh yeah, right, yeah, I'll go in and do that then, but what do I say to them? And I'm just like, I don't know, just say that you had like an upgrade or something, or you're due for an upgrade. He's like, yeah, but I want to keep my photos. How do I save my photos? I was like, I don't know, Dad. I don't do this often enough to know these things. It's like, just go in, I'm sure they'll help you. Anyway, he didn't go in. He messages me today. Call me on the landline. So I rang him, and he says, yeah, my phone's not charging. I've broken up a charger. This is the 6th one he's broke now. Because what he does is he forces it in the wrong way round, and it just knackers it. I was like, right. He's like, I found another phone charger, but he said the plug doesn't look right. It's one of those where like the ground thing on the plug extends upwards so you can plug it in. I said, he pulled that one. He pulled that up. Oh, yeah. It works now. He says, so if this doesn't charge my phone, what's my solution to that? I said, you have to get a new phone.
What an explosion!
I said, right. And how do I keep my photos and put them onto the new phone? I said, we've been through this before, Dad, I don't know. You're going to have to ask when you go in. So he's deciding to wait until I'm next back before he tries to go in again. It's like... I don't know how to describe what it's like dealing with that. It's
I
like,
couldn't do it, no.
He's refusing to help himself. I get why he's reluctant to go in, because he's he hates talking to people. But he's gonna have to be done if he wants a new fucking phone. And I said to him, if you want to keep the pictures, why don't you just keep the old phone as a separate one? It's like, unless you're planning on all these old pictures to be fucking firing them off to people all the time for some reason. Ah, I don't know. I'm just glad that I'm got a bit of distance between us so we can stop relying on me for stuff like this. Well, I say that, he's still ringing me up to sort it, so I guess that's not quite true.
Yeah, I just don't know how, what even say to that, like ringing someone to ask to charge their phone.
Yeah, but it's like, why is he ringing me, not someone else, in the first place? It wasn't even about charging the phone. He couldn't figure out how to extend the plug so that it could plug into the wall. It's like, seriously? It's like, have you pulled this up? Oh yeah, cheers. Oh, another thing he said was, oh, but what if I could just go in and get like the charging part of my phone fixed? I was like, yeah, you could do that. Then that was it, that was the end of the conversation. I think it's kind of what you said, he knows that he can, it's a guaranteed way to get me on the phone by asking these trivial things. Did I tell you yesterday he was, he asked me to ring him to try and guide him on how to work out if someone's on WhatsApp or not, when they've got the privacy settings to not tell you if they're online.
No.
Yeah. He's like, I need to call the tenant. No, that was it. He needed to send a message to the tenant. He'd sent it, and WhatsApp came up with just like one tick instead of two to say it had been delivered. So, yeah, the picture's still there, but it's only one tick, and it doesn't say when it's last online. And he said, and he's not blocked me because that's when you can't see the picture, and he's got a picture. And he's like, so he's not blocked me, has he? I was like, I'll be honest, Dad, I don't think I've ever been blocked by anyone before, so I don't know. So I guess he must have been blocked by someone before. It's just like, what? And it's like, yeah, he's like, can you add his number and see if it tells you when he was online? So I said, I think he's got to add me as a contact before I can see that info. And he's like, right. And then about 2 minutes later, could you add his number then? I was like, fuck's sake. Added the number. All it did was show a profile picture, that was it. It's like, yeah, it's exactly the same for me. Doesn't say when he was online. I'm not going to send him a message because that's going to be fucking weird. And I said to him, well, if you need to talk to him, why don't you just ring him? He's like, yeah, I'm going to, on Monday. It's like, just fucking ring now. If you're that desperate that you're willing to call me to tell me to do some fucking, like, sleuthing and spying. And then he messaged me about 4 or 5 hours later. The tenant replied. It's like, right, so probably either didn't have signal or he wasn't glued to his phone unlike certain other people are all day. Unreal. It's probably the worst thing about phones and that getting better. It's making it so much easier for people from my dad's era to use them. And all he does is, like, he gets dead fucking paranoid. Like, like, you know, I don't know if your school was the same, but fucking girls at school would get dead bitchy and horrible to one another on social media and like dead catty. He's in that sort of phase at the moment, like trying to spy on his contacts and that, and trying to work shit out. He accidentally revealed that he's got Facebook. Something that he says only perverts and paedophiles are, so which category do you fall into then? Both. Oh, wait, what? Yeah, all this time he said Facebook, only perverts and paedophiles have that. But, oh man. And he said, yeah, how do I make it so on the new phone then, like, everything goes over, you know, like my contacts and my pictures and my Facebook, and my WhatsApp. It's like, what, your Facebook? Like, what the fuck? It's just weird, man. Weird shit is happening in that household without me being there. This level's taking longer than I thought to fucking complete. Oh, you fucking cowlick. Right, that can wait. Yeah, but you've had it as well though, where like, your mum gets a little bit, stalkerish via the phone. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Where are you? I just want to know you're okay. Like, what? I'm nearly done with this level, then I'll call it quits. I was talking to Robbie the other day and I said to I probably already said this to you, I can't remember, about me, you and him all playing like the same game at the same time and like doing a race to get to a certain point in the game or something as part of a video or a stream. He said he'd be up for it. He says he's waiting for his new internet to come in though. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get this orb, then I'm going to quit. Oh, you cunt. I haven't done the DSP intro, so I'm not going to bother doing the outro either. Just get this seed.
Get my head off.
Yeah, let me just end this stream. Right. Thanks guys for watching. Oh wait, no one watched.